Hello and welcome. My name is Nico Shandstrom. I'm the creator of iChooseRx, and this is Let's Talk About Drugs, Episode 1, Ibuprofen. Last night I was looking at my Advil because sometimes I take it for headaches, or maybe I did too much gardening work yesterday and my back hurts. So, what is in it? I don't know. I couldn't find. There is no inactive ingredients section. They tell you to keep the box, but who actually does that? That's probably where it is. Like, no. Okay, so I looked it up. And there were some surprising things inside of it. Think your ibuprofen is just a simple pain relief in a bottle? Well, what if I told you that most versions contain ingredients that could actually make inflammation worse, counterproductive to what you're trying to do? Let's talk about drugs. Welcome to Let's Talk About Drugs, the channel where we filter through medications, give some nerdy facts, shocking truths, and a dash of fun, my personality. Powered by iChooseRx, the app that helps you uncover what's really in your drugs and find the ones that are suitable for your wants and needs and lifestyle. Today, we're diving into one of the most common drugs out there, ibuprofen, also known as Advil, Motrin, some other things. So, ibuprofen is used for pain relief, inflammation, headaches, body aches, and more, uh, menstrual cramps. It's found in brand names like Advil and Motrin, both over the counter and prescription strength. That sounds simple, yeah, you know. Let's dive a little deeper. But here's a good stat. Approximately 29 million Americans use over-the-counter ibuprofen every year. That's almost 1 in 10 people in the US. Plus, ibuprofen accounts for 33% of all non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug prescriptions. Currently, it's everywhere. Most people's medicine cabinet has it. So let's type it in and see how many we get back. Ibuprofen. Ibuprofen. Generic drugs name. So we're going to search. The most I can get is 1,000 with the API call. So we do have 1,155 total, though. That would be actually coming through if they let it. Um, so we're going to go through and apply the filters. We'll talk a little bit about why you shouldn't have that in your ibuprofen for the things we're trying to treat. No artificial colors. How much does that take off? Let's see, 1155, and wow, that's a lot. It's like 640 it took off just from like artificial colors. Wow, we lost a bunch. Guess what's in those colorful capsules? FDNC dyes like red number 40, yellow number 6, green number 3, and some potentially like vague pharmaceutical grade ink type of things, which still artificial. Why put it in an anti-inflammatory drug? I don't know. That's not that's not what I do. I do this. These dyes have been linked to hypersensitivity reactions, potential inflammatory responses, and even behavioral issues in sensitive individuals, children more so. That's a different drug we'll talk about. So, in a drug designed to fight inflammation, why include something that could cause more or just be counterintuitive to keep you taking more of the drug? So, no artificial sweeteners. Sorry. All right, yeah, no artificial sweeteners. Let's move on. So I'm going to reset just to kind of go to that and see from our 1155, 877. All right, well, at least there's like a little bit, they started off with more without that. Um, some liquid ibuprofen contains artificial sweeteners like sucralose. These can disrupt gut health, which ironically plays a role in regulating inflammation. Counterproductive much? Why? Have a choice, please. This is what we're here for. All right, let's check the next one. No artificial flavors. Going down our list here, you know, a little education for us all today. 821, a little bit less than the previous one. Flavored ibuprofen for kids, most likely, often includes artificial flavors, which can cause allergic reactions or sensitivity issues in certain individuals. Why add fake flavors to your medicine? I get it. Medicine doesn't taste great, but is that really worth like making your child have some sort of sensitivity or allergic reaction. I don't know. Not me. I kind of stray away from that. Maybe there's a better way to do it as a parent. That could be a different blog we talk about as far as sweetening your things that don't taste great for children. All right, next one down our list will be no preservatives. We had 1155 to start, and let's see what the filtered results comes up with. 770. All right, so this is, again, some of these dye-frees have some good stuff to start with. All right, no preservatives. 770. Preservatives like sodium benzoate and parabens can have questionable effects, including potential risks or links to endocrine disruption. Imagine trying to manage your pain while unknowingly adding stress to your hormonal system. Like maybe they all kind of work together. Hey, well, now you're taking this drug. Well, let's take another one. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into that rabbit hole. But as we can see, there's like still, there are some, but not all, right? No gluten. If you have gluten sensitivities, or even maybe you don't even know you do, why not? Why not? Why have it in your drugs? So this is the so far the least amount that we can come up with from just that one filter, right? There's six, 733 that get taken out of there because of the gluten thing. And surprisingly, a lot of these medications contain gluten as a binder or filler. Fluff. This is a big issue for people with celiac disease or gluten sensitivities, causing very unnecessary inflammation. And there seems to be an increase in gluten sensitivities among our population these days. So why not even just try to like avoid that in general? All right, we got a couple more. Let's go. No added sugar. I mean, why not? Especially if you're maybe a diabetic or a child. Um, there's a couple, right? There's a bunch that still are available, but a whole bunch that aren't available anymore. Um, High fructose corn syrup and added sugars in some ibuprofen syrups can promote inflammation. Yeah, sugar in an anti-inflammatory drug makes sense. No, not for me. Maybe not for you too, right? Maybe, you're gluten free. A lot of times you're vegan, so no animal ingredients, or maybe that's just like your choice, right? You don't even know it's in there until you do. 333, oh, that's a good number at least, right? That's a whole bunch less. 800-ish change, right? Many ibuprofens contain gelatin, which most likely will be derived from animal collagen, bone stuff, ligaments. This is totally unnecessary for pain relief and can be problematic for people following plant-based diets, like I said, maybe religious dietary restrictions, for those with specific allergies. And you don't even know, you don't even think that it's in there, and you're taking it, and you're like, why? And maybe not even your doctor's like, oh yeah, it's probably in your medication, like unless they're like a really good one. Like, let me know about that doctor if they're that good. Final filter here is no endocrine disruptors. So some variations will contain polyethylene glycol and parabens, which have been associated with potential endocrine disrupting effects. Think about that. You're taking ibuprofen to manage pain and inflammation, but you could be adding hormonal disruption into the mix. That's not what you signed up for. There's already enough hormonal disruptions out there in our environment. Let's stop taking them in, and we'll try to filter those out with things like this, at least, right? Your medication you're trying to solve. So there's a bunch, but they did a pretty good job with kind of keeping it without it to begin with. Um, yeah, so let's go in and apply all of our filters and see what is remaining. Obviously, this is like the very beginning of my application, so I do have probably some tweaks and some better filtering techniques that will have to come up. So there's 44 out of 1155 potential results. And my filtering will probably get better in the future. So there might even be less really, but we can go through the list and like you can do the eye test, right? So when I'm shopping for food at the grocery store, I try to avoid basically most of these. I like gluten most of the time, right? And I do some, you know, plant-based with some animal ingredients in my diet. But everything else, like, come on, like, let's check this out. All right, so it looks like at least one of these don't contain things, that you want, right? When we're looking at these results, you want to read the inactive ingredients, right? Most of the time they're in the description, and it's great to do extra work just to check to make sure that my filtering is right for you. But the things you're generally looking for are the NDC numbers, which is going to be in your house supplied, right? So maybe like, for example, let's just like save this one, right? We think we like that one. And then we can go to ibuprofen and, oh, you got some notes there. Great, great, great. Um, NDC, sure. NDC, blah, blah, blah. Ibuprofen tablets, 600 milligrams. Oh, yeah, you take one of those and you're good to go. And yeah, we can just kind of copy that, right? Paste that. Boom. Now you have your NDC, which maybe you would take that to your uh, pharmacy or doctor and try to find it. That will be in addition to our application later. So things you should avoid, right? FD&C dyes, red number 40, yellow number 6, green number 3, potentially inflammatory and hypersensitivity reactions, counterproductive when you're trying to reduce inflammation. Artificial sweeteners, sucralose is a popular one they put in here, can disrupt gut microbia, affecting overall inflammation control. Artificial flavors, potential to trigger allergies or sensitivities, especially in children. Preservatives, sodium benzoate, parabens, that's not even in your hair care. Possible endocrine disruptors with questionable long-term safety, uh, especially if maybe you take a little bit of Advil, like, regularly. Um, Gluten, unnecessary filler that can trigger inflammatory responses in some sensitive individuals. Added sugars, high fructose corn syrup promotes inflammation, the exact opposite of what ibuprofen is supposed to do. Gelatin, unnecessary animal byproduct. It also sometimes contains uh, artificial colors. Not suitable for vegans, vegetarians, or those with allergies. Plus, it can cause digestive discomfort for sensitive individuals. And you don't know if you're sensitive until you know that you're sensitive, right? So avoid it. Polyethylene glycol and parabens, possible endocrine disruptors that could mess with hormone balance, especially problematic if you're already dealing with hormonal issues. Maybe people are. All of these in a drug designed to reduce pain and inflammation. Are you like disgusted by that yet? All right. Want to filter your medication for clean ingredients? Check out iChooseRx. The link will be in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, message me if you'd like to really know what's in your medication and need some help to find the right one for you. See you in the next episode of Let's Talk About Drugs. Peace.